I can speak from the heart with this when I say that going freelance was the biggest self-development personal growth journey I have ever been on in my entire life. I've worked in digital marketing for 16 years, and for half of that, I've either been freelancing or building a freelancer network. Now, let me tell you that freelancing is not quick money, and it isn't working from a beach in Bali 24/7, but it can be a brilliant career choice if you know what you're getting yourself into. Over the past few years, I've seen every myth under the sun relating to freelancing, and in this video, I'm going to break down the top 4, honestly and authentically, so that you can decide if freelancing is a great career choice for you or not. So let's get into it. First myth is easy money. Now, freelancing isn't easy money. It takes a lot of hard work and dedication to build up a really nice, strong pipeline. And there's a ton of factors that can affect how much you can earn as a freelancer, how many years experience you have, through to what channel you operate in, to how much effort you put into sales and marketing and personal branding. All of these individual elements are what compile your ability to make a successful career of freelancing. And while there is a potential to make a higher income for sure, it's on you to put all of the effort into each of those individual strands within your niche and within your specialism to make sure that you're maximizing your earning potential. Your biggest selling point is you. So if you don't put the effort into curating really lovely portfolios and actively going out to do sales, marketing, cold outreach, networking, all of these things that come as part and parcel of freelancing, then you can't expect the high freelancer income in return. An important thing to note as well, in early days of freelancing especially, we tend to book out our time. I know everyone says we should book out on value, book out project costs, etc., which is absolutely fine. We can do that with certain projects, but some of them are just naturally more time dependent, aka a day here, a few days here, a few hours there. You will not be able to book out every single working hour of every single working day, because you should be factoring in other activities like sales and marketing, LinkedIn, accounts, etc. That means realistically, say for instance, you choose to work a 7 or 8 hour day as a freelancer, only got 5 to 6 hours of billable time. If you want to get a good idea of what you can earn as a freelancer on a day rate or an hourly rate, look at the amount of hours that you can work on in a day, subtract 1 or 2 from that, and that gives you your realistic earning potential. Times that by 5, that gives you your working week. Times that by 4, that gives you your working month. If you want to work a shed load more hours, absolutely go for it. But what you'll find is you'll probably get a one-way ticket to burnout. There's also other things to consider that when you do go freelance, you're going to have to start paying for yourself. So that could be tools and software. That would be an accountant, which I highly recommend you do immediately. Accounting platforms, tools that you might have used before. So if you're an SEO, things like SEMrush, Ahrefs. If you're a video production person or a graphic designer, things like Adobe, etc. All of these things that you would naturally get via an employer is now on your head to pay for. So you need to factor that into your external costs as well. But if you get slick processes in place and you're great at sales and marketing and nurturing your pipeline and always having a steady stream of clients, you automatically build credibility, you build your reputation, you build repeat customers, and then you build regular income. And that is the key to sustaining really good levels of day rates and revenue as a freelancer. And we've spoken a lot about how credibility is the number one key to building your reputation and commanding really good money as a freelancer. But how do you get credibility? And the number one way to do that is through experience. So the next big myth, and probably my least favorite of them all, is that you don't need any experience to freelance. That is a sham/scam. Of course you need experience. You need a trade, you need a channel, you need a niche. Without that, you have nothing to freelance in. So how do you get that? How do you get that channel or level of specialism that will then be the springboard for you to become a freelancer? Speaking from digital marketing, because that's my background, the best place to do that is via a digital marketing agency. Because even if you haven't chosen your discipline yet, or you're fresh out of uni and you're interested in digital marketing, but you don't have enough knowledge to choose which channel you'd really like to pursue, digital marketing agencies are brilliant breeding grounds for you to do exactly that and basically try before you buy. So you could go in as, say, a social media executive, but you could look for opportunities to sit with the PPC guys or the SEO guys or the content creators or whatever channel looks like it might float your boat. Go and sit with those individual people and get your hands on different trades so that you can start to build niche expertise, because that's going to be your mission critical thing for being a successful freelancer. But not only do digital marketing agencies and employment in general give you great experience for your channel, but they also give you brilliant business skill sets, which are essential for really great freelancers. Getting involved in the sales processes, understanding how invoicing works, how contracts work, how statements of work work, how to communicate with clients well, how to set deadlines, when to set deadlines, how to set expectations, how to have really difficult conversations with clients, which is not something you can learn off the bat. It's something that you have to do over and over and over again. And most importantly, you will learn how to sell if you put the effort into meeting and making friends with the sales team. Selling is the number one underrated skill that you need as a freelancer that so many people ignore and then go freelance and don't realize how hard and how important it is. Now, if you're in a digital agency or a media agency and they have a sales team, my number one tip is to get alongside that sales team before you go freelance. Understanding how they not only articulate channels and talk about niches and areas of marketing, but understanding how they then curate that into a sellable narrative that will close deals and therefore get you clients is such a valuable skill. And you absolutely need that as a freelancer, especially in 2025. The old freelancer market, where we could heavily rely on referrals, is a little bit outdated. Freelancers coming to market now must have a commercial awareness built into them and must be ready to sell and market themselves. And the only way you can really understand how to do that is by doing it in a controlled environment and sitting alongside the pros, as opposed to going into selling cold, which is really, really hard. So your dream is to flip open your laptop and work from a beach in Bali. Well, good luck to you. No, I'm only joking. That you can actually do that. However, the work from anywhere thing is a little bit of an over-exaggerated myth. You can work from anywhere as long as you've got really good stable Wi-Fi, and most importantly, your clients are willing to operate on a time zone difference. So I'm based in the UK, as you can probably tell. If you're a UK freelancer and you all of a sudden decide to live in Bali, you have to be very aware of the fact that not all clients appreciate a time difference. It's not a blocker or a deal breaker for being able to work from there, but it's just a really key consideration. And if you're flitting online at 3 a.m. of your client's time and client comms are all a little bit out of whack, some clients are fine with that, some aren't. So it does narrow your pool of client opportunity a little bit. And from a personal perspective, having a steady place to work from, I find really helps with routine. So even before I got Interim HQ, I went to a co-working place in my local town, which was a brilliant way to meet new people as a freelancer and to feel like I was going to the office every day so that I had a work routine. But co-working gives you that flexibility of also going into a cafe one day or staying at home one day. So travel and remote work can be super exciting, and it's one of the biggest perks and the reasons we go freelance in the first place. But to add a layer of reality to that, just be mindful of the fact that having a place of routine is great for you mentally. Having a place that's in a similar time zone to the people that you work with can help open up more client potential. And by maintaining a more structured working environment for yourself can be really good mentally, as it gives you that work-life separation, especially as a new freelancer. And the final one to consider is the whole not having a boss to report to. Because unfortunately, you are now your own boss. And if you're anything like me, your boss can go pretty easy on you at times, which is not ideal when you're first setting out as a freelancer. So much rides on us when we go freelance. I mean, literally everything. And if you're not motivated, dedicated, resilient, all of these buzzwords and cliche words that are cliche and buzzwords for reasons because they're actually true, then you set yourself up for failure. I can speak from the heart with this when I say that going freelance was the biggest self-development, personal growth journey I have ever been on in my entire life. And if you're not ready for that as your own boss, or it's not something that you're particularly interested in, then freelancing simply isn't for you. One of the hugest things that so many freelancers neglect is the basics. If you're not a great communicator and if you can't kick your own butt when you need to get back to people when you said you'd get back to them, or you've set a deadline that you're looking like you might miss because you've been out for too long with your mates, then again, you're going to just wreck your credibility, you're going to wreck your reputation, and you're not going to be able to build a sustainable freelance career. So if you're still here, then you're clearly really interested in becoming a freelancer, which is great. So what do you need to do to build a sustainable and successful career as a freelancer? First is to approach freelancing with a strong sense of realism and optimism. You are totally in control of yourself and your thoughts, and freelancing is what you choose to make of it. Going freelance was the best decision I have ever made in my life all of those 8 years ago, because it has facilitated me to now start building my freelancer network. It was a baptism by fire. It was a very steep learning curve, and I fell for a lot of these myths, which is why I'm really keen for you not to. If you're about to go freelance, embrace the process, enjoy it. Start before you're ready and connect with other freelancers along the way. You won't be the first person to go freelance, and you certainly won't be the last. And if you are either new to freelance or you are a freelancer and you're not quite finding your groove just yet, check out this other video where we've created a 10-step process that helps you frame your working day and your working month. So you can literally plan out day to day how your day should look, and it'll give you a little bit of structure, a little bit of routine, and a little bit of direction, which can be really tricky things to find when you are your own boss. So remember, freelancing can be brilliant, but just approach it with realism, optimism, and you'll make a really successful career of it.